Amid cobbled streets and countryside vineyards, French traditions come alive, timeless, elegant, and deeply rooted in history. But it's not just culture, it's a living story told through cuisine, celebration, and craft. Join us as we uncover the soul of France, one tradition at a time. Apéro, short for aperitif, is the delightful ritual of enjoying drinks and light snacks before dinner. But it's way more than just a pre-meal nibble. It's a social event, a way to slow down and connect. Think of it as the French answer to happy hour, but with a touch of elegance and a sprinkle of joie de vivre. Typical apéro drinks might include a chilled glass of rosé, a crisp white wine, or even a refreshing cure, a white wine with a splash of blackcurrant liqueur. On the snack front, you'll find an irresistible spread of small bites, crunchy olives, salty nuts, slices of tangy cheese, crusty bread, and perhaps some cured meats like saucisson. The idea is to nibble lightly while sipping and socializing, letting the conversation flow as freely as the wine. Whether on a sunny balcony, a bustling cafe terrace, or a quiet countryside garden, Apéro invites everyone to pause, savor, and celebrate the art of living well. Every July 14th, France bursts into a spectacular celebration known as Bastille Day, their very own version of Independence Day, but with a flair all its own. Bastille Day marks the anniversary of the storming of the Bastille prison in 1789, a pivotal moment that ignited the French Revolution and the quest for liberty, equality, and fraternity. The day kicks off early in Paris with the famous military parade down the Champs-Élysées. Imagine rows of soldiers, dazzling tanks, vintage planes soaring overhead, and the marching bands playing patriotic tunes. A true spectacle of French pride and precision. It's a dazzling display of strength and tradition that draws huge crowds every year. As the sun sets, cities and towns across France come alive with street parties, concerts, and, of course, fireworks. Families and friends gather in parks or on balconies, sharing picnics of baguettes, cheese, wine, and laughter. French cafes aren't just places to grab a quick coffee and rush off. They're meeting spots, living rooms under the open sky, and stages for people watching. The art of lingering over a cup, watching the world go by, and engaging in animated chatter is almost sacred. It's not unusual to see friends spending hours debating philosophy, politics, or the latest news while sipping espresso or a frothy café au lait. Cafes have historically been the cradle of French intellectual and artistic life. Famous philosophers like Sartre and writers like Hemingway and Camus made cafes their offices and playgrounds. Even today, cafes retain that creative buzz where ideas flow as freely as the coffee. Step into any French social scene, and you're likely to be greeted with a warm la bise, the classic French cheek kiss. But don't mistake it for just a simple peck. La bise is an art form, a social dance that conveys friendliness, respect, and a sprinkle of charm. Usually, la bise involves lightly touching cheeks and making a soft kissing sound, not an actual lip-to-cheek kiss, and often alternating cheeks 2, 3, or even 4 times depending on the region. This tradition is more than a greeting. It's a way to show connection and warmth between friends, family, and acquaintances. French markets are more than just places to buy groceries. They are lively social hubs and celebrations of regional flavors. Early in the morning, farmers, bakers, fishmongers, and craftspeople set up their stalls, displaying everything from crusty baguettes and ripe tomatoes to snails and lavender soap. Shoppers stroll through, baskets in hand, sampling olives or chatting about the ripeness of the cheese. The market is a feast for the senses. The smell of fresh bread mixing with the sweet aroma of ripe peaches, the vibrant colors of heirloom vegetables, and the lively hum of friendly bargaining. It's also a moment to connect with producers who take pride in their craft and share stories of their harvests or recipes. Pétanque is a simple but addictive game, somewhat like bocce. Players take turns tossing heavy steel balls, called boules, as close as possible to a small wooden target ball known as the cochonnet or jack. It's a game of skill, strategy, and a bit of luck, played on rough terrain, usually gravel or dirt. What makes pétanque truly special isn't just the game itself, it's the atmosphere. Matches often unfold slowly, punctuated by friendly teasing, sipping pastis, the anise-flavored French aperitif, and sharing stories. Though pétanque is hugely popular in southern France, its charm has spread worldwide. But in French villages, it remains a beloved tradition, often played in parks, town squares, or outside cafes. In France, Sundays are sacred, and nothing embodies this better than the ritual of the French Sunday lunch. Sunday lunch often starts late, around 1 or 2 p.m., and can last for several hours. It's a multi-course affair featuring classic French dishes made with love and care. Think roast chicken or beef, rich stews like boeuf bourguignon, fresh seasonal vegetables, creamy cheeses, crusty bread, and a perfect dessert like tarte tatin or crème brûlée. The meal is accompanied by plenty of wine naturally and animated conversation. There's no rush here. The focus is on savoring every bite and enjoying the company. Phones are usually set aside, giving way to lively discussions, laughter, and storytelling. Sunday lunch is also a cultural moment where traditions are passed down. Recipes handed from grandparents to parents, the art of setting a beautiful table, the etiquette of serving cheese before dessert. All these small details make the meal special. Wine and cheese tastings are often intimate, sensory experiences where participants learn to appreciate the delicate balance of flavors, textures, and aromas. Whether in rustic vineyards, charming wine cellars, or cozy bistros, the ritual usually begins with a brief introduction to the region, grape variety, or cheese-making process. This tradition isn't just about indulgence. It's a deep dive into the rich terroir, history, and artistry that define French culture. French cheeses are astonishingly diverse, from creamy brie and tangy roquefort to nutty comté and gooey camembert, each carrying a unique story. Wines, whether a crisp Sauvignon Blanc, a bold Bordeaux, or a fragrant Pinot Noir, complement these cheeses in a dance of flavors that can be surprisingly harmonious or delightfully contrasting. Hosts often guide tasters on what to notice: the acidity, sweetness, earthiness, or the way flavors evolve on the palate. Every winter, the city of Nice on the French Riviera bursts into one of Europe's most spectacular carnivals, a dazzling explosion of color, music, and creativity known as the Carnival of Nice. This tradition dates back to the 13th century and has grown into a massive celebration, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. The carnival lasts about 2 weeks, usually in February, transforming the city into a playground of parades, flower battles, batailles de fleurs, giant papier-mâché floats, and masked balls. The streets are alive with performers, dancers, and musicians dressed in elaborate costumes that range from whimsical to surreal. Each year, the event has a theme, sometimes political, sometimes fantastical, that inspires the designs and performances. One of the highlights is the flower parades, where performers on floats throw thousands of fresh flowers to the cheering crowds, a fragrant and joyful spectacle. Nighttime illuminations and firework displays add a magical glow to the festivities. On June 21st, the streets of France transform into an enormous, nationwide music festival known as Fête de la Musique, or Music Day. Created in 1982 to celebrate the summer solstice and the joy of music, this lively tradition invites musicians of all levels to perform publicly and for free, turning cities and villages into open-air concert halls. From tiny village squares to sprawling urban parks, Fête de la Musique features an astonishing variety of genres: jazz, rock, classical, folk, hip-hop, electronic, and everything in between. You might stumble upon a street corner saxophonist, a punk rock band, or a classical quartet, all sharing the spotlight under the summer sky. The festival encourages anyone with a passion for music to participate, breaking down barriers between performers and audiences. It's a celebration of diversity, creativity, and community spirit, where the only requirement is a love for sound and rhythm. Fête de la Musique embodies the French belief that music is for everyone and should be shared freely. French traditions offer a fascinating glimpse into the country's rich cultural heritage and daily life. They continue to inspire both locals and visitors, preserving a sense of community and timeless charm. Have you ever experienced any of these French traditions? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.